Hello guys, hope you're doing well. I'm back with another DIY video. The theme for today is witchy, since autumn is here and October is right around the corner. This is gonna be a long episode, so sit back, enjoy yourself and hopefully get inspired to create something, because that's my goal here. After this fancy intro, we're gonna start this off with the Woodland witch hat. I bought this from the seasonal section and it's so tasteless, as you can see. I cut everything I didn't like. I actually wanted to add some life into it, like fake leaves, flowers, crochet pumpkins, and anything else I had lying around. I decided not to glue everything on the hat so that I can change it every time the season changes. Right now I like it like this, but I think it's important to be versatile. For example, in spring it would look great with some cherry blossoms, and in winter with mushrooms or pine cones, and in summer maybe some seashells or butterflies, I don't know. Anyway, here is the finished look. I really like it. I think it's gonna look good with a black dress and a corset, holding a besom and petting my black cat. Alright, next DIY on the list is the Book of Shadows. Here you can see my mom and I have already started the process of dyeing the book pages with coffee and tea. This gives the paper this vintage look, but also it smells great. I'm gonna fold the pages into 3 stacks of 6 and then start measuring them, making holes and binding them. Book binding is a process I absolutely love. It relaxes me. It's almost like knitting, but for all the dark academia girls out there. I'm not gonna show you how to bind because I suck at explaining, and also there are a lot of useful videos here on YouTube. I can link below. It's pretty simple, and once you make one stack you'll get the use of it. I personally like to use these cloth pins so that the pages will stay in one place. So this is the cover I chose. I actually designed it myself and I'm just scratching the black ink to give it an old vibe. The theme was inspired by the occult and mysticism. Yeah. And I'm using this card paper from cereals because nothing here goes to waste. I take the measurements and cut them pretty straightforward and self-explanatory, I think. I basically create the core, the skeleton of the book, if I may say so myself. Then I go ahead and glue the cover, which is smaller, but that's okay, because I can cover it with black duct tape. It also seals even better this way. So, no biggie. And now it's time for some Mod Podge to seal the cover, protect it from damage, and make it a bit glossy. Here it's dried up. I initially wanted to paint the inside dark purple, but then I didn't like it, so I scrapped it and made a beautiful witchy pattern like a wallpaper, printed it and added it here. But before I did that, I added some satin ribbons to help it tie in the front. And here is me adding the wallpaper thingy, which also covered the ribbons that were glued down to the cover. Lastly, with the help of Mr. Glue Gun here, we glued down the pages, and alas, our Book of Shadows is done. The next DIY is super easy and fast. It's this frame with fake pinned moths. I didn't want to make it too crowded, so I ended up adding my 4 most favorite ones. Which are your favorite moths? Leave a comment below to let me know, please. I'm such a nerd with moths and butterflies. So make sure to bend them, make them look real with some sort of movement, like, you know, they're tapping their wings or something. And then just glue them to the frame, and that's it. Pretty easy, huh? So, fun fact, I've never seen any of these moths in real life. I don't think we have them here in Greece. The moths I usually see are these generic beige and brown ones, and a white every once in a while. It can look fake from up close, but once it's pinned on the wall, you really cannot tell. It looks very, very realistic. Trust me on this. I think it would look better if it was a darker wood, but that's okay too. And I decided to put it on my shelf, and I think it looks really cute in there with my dried flowers and my ivy, don't you think? Okay, so this DIY started as a incognito grimoire fairy wallet book thing, because I wanted my wallet to look nothing like a wallet, since I'm super paranoid, because 2 years ago on New Year's Eve someone opened my bag and snatched my wallet, nothing else. I had like 0.40 euros, no credit cards, just my student ID, so jokes on them. But I felt super weird afterwards. I felt so violated, like a stranger touched my stuff. And then last year in Scotland something similar happened to me, so I was like, yeah, let's make my wallet look nothing like a wallet so weirdos won't steal it. The initial thought was to add a coin bag, but I never, especially now, use coins. I pay by card, so I made 2 sections, one for the cards and IDs and one for my botany journal, since I love taking notes and collecting plants while I'm outside, especially when I'm traveling, so it's important to keep one notebook in my wallet. So this is a piece that will separate the 2 sections. I glued everything since I don't know how to sew, and also this is way easier and faster, I don't know. I used faux leather, cardboard paper for the inside in order to be stiff, and then this pink satin for the inside sections, which I should have ironed beforehand. So if you do something similar, iron it before, because it didn't work afterwards. I found this faux leather on Amazon. It's great for projects like this, but if I had an alternative, I wouldn't buy from there. I was in the UK when I got it. I needed it for my edgy soap, so I had to find one fast. I still use it for projects like this though. Before the cover, I added this strap where I'm gonna put a clasp so that it closes and looks like an agenda or an old grimoire, which is what I prefer to call it. Just make sure to glue everything really tightly so that you don't end up with air bubbles or wrinkles. After this part, I tried to iron the inside, the satin inside, but it didn't work, so it's wrinkly now for me. But oh well, we keep learning and becoming better. And now it's time for the boring part, to add the card sockets, which I don't have a tip on how to make. I didn't use a pattern either, I just did it by trial and error. So I ended up adding 6 of them, and also I put this piece of leather here to make the core steadier. And this part is done. As I said before, I decided not to do the coin bag. And now we're off to the fun part, which is decorating the cover. I decided to add some plastic leaves and flowers and this butterfly I crafted. I initially wanted it to be like a warlock's book, so I wanted to make it a bit dark, but I ended up loving this woodland theme, and so I went with it. It's more girly, more fun, and also because I already made a book of shadows for this video, I was like, yeah, maybe do something different so that not everything looks the same, because not all witches are dark witches. We have some witches that are very playful and fun and colorful, so yeah, I think it looked really cute. Now all we need to do is sew the clasp, which my mom helped me with this, because as I said before, I don't know how to sew. And I'm just gonna put my cards real quick. I hope my card number wasn't visible. Yeah, here's my notebook, my ID, my passport and everything. I usually keep all these when I'm traveling, so this is gonna be very useful to keep in my bag while I'm traveling, whenever I can travel, because right now we can't, sadly. And here is the final look, and it looks so cute. I really love it, and I think I'm gonna use it a lot. Okay, so the last 2 DIYs are fashion related. This one was very random, to be honest. I just found this black generic shirt and decided to add a print on it. Now the transfer paper I have doesn't work on black fabric, so we'll transfer it on a white one and then add it to the shirt like a patch. I went with this tarot design I made. Make sure to print it mirrored so that the letters look correct when you iron it down. The iron process requires a lot of muscle, so it's tiring for me. I have 0 upper body strength. But the peel process, oof, so satisfying. Oh my god, look at it. Okay, so to be honest, I have made some mistakes here and there with the transfer, but that's human, so don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect. Then what we need to do is cut it. Here I'm cutting it really plain because I just wanna test it, how it looks on the shirt. I decided to narrow the white fabric as much as I could. And yeah, this is how it looks. Super easy, super fast, and you can make a boring t-shirt look better. And the last DIY is a very exciting one. I'm talking about pins, and yes, we're making this from scratch, no metal or clay included. I'm just printing my design. I chose the bigger one since I'm gonna add it to my jean jacket. Again, I'm using my own sketch, so it's 100% handmade. Make sure to cut it as best as you can, and then find a cardboard paper. The one I used is actually very stiff. I found this on a frame. It's the piece of hard paper they give you when you buy a picture frame. It's very hard and it doesn't bend at all. It's tricky to cut, not gonna lie. Maybe use a design with finer outline, not too many edges if possible. Before cutting it, I sealed it with some Mod Podge to keep the design safe from any water damage and to give it a final glossy look. It's really satisfying to see the glue dry. And then once it dried, I went ahead and cut it very carefully. I found it really fun, so I made some more with my own art as well. If you like my art and want to support me, check my Etsy shop link in the description. And after the shameless self-plug, we're back to the project. Only thing left is to add the pin, which I glued, and then added a piece of faux leather to cover the dry glue, and it's done. This looks so good on jean jackets and bags, and they're actually so easy to make, and you don't need a lot of materials. You can find most of these at home. Thank you guys for watching this video, especially if you made it till this part, because this was a long one. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!